Paul Ryan's new budget to talk about Obamacare is absolutely outrageous. Paul Ryan has put out another budget which still assumes a repeal of Obamacare. He is still pushing this, and he is also warning in pretty apocalyptic terms that the law will undermine the private insurance and competitive forces of the marketplace. He argues that that Obamacare could even lead to a single payer system. I would love it if I could believe Paul Ryan that the Affordable Care Act would lead to a single payer system. I just don't think it will. It's giving 30 million new customers to the for-profit insurance industry. It is further locking in the employer-connected for-profit system that we have. I would love it if Paul Ryan was right with his absurd apocalyptic theory. He just isn't.
Yeah, probably not. Of course, now we do have government involved in the process, in the mix in general. So maybe it's a step in the right direction.
At best, I think it's a wash. On the one hand, the government is slightly more involved. On the other hand, there's 30 million more customers involved in the status quo. So at best, Lewis, I think it's like a zero-sum thing.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
The other thing going on with this budget, which is absolutely ridiculous, is that it wants to cut another $5 trillion in spending over the next decade. No surprise, Lewis, where those cuts come. They're not coming in the form of defense spending cuts. Those actually increase because, as we know, we've heard it from the right, anything other than an increase in defense spending is tantamount to a decrease in defense spending. However, we see a continued attack on social programs. Domestic programs would be reduced to their lowest levels in modern government. We see Medicare being converted to a premium support system. Listen to this. Where people 65 and older would buy private insurance with federal subsidies instead of Medicare. Remember, of course, Medicare hugely successful and popular among those who have it. And this is just more of the same, right? This is the same supply side economics that we see, voodoo economics from the right. We have no evidence, historically speaking, that supply side economics actually benefit the economy. We have plenty of evidence dating all the way back to the post-World War II stimulus that we saw, that demand-side economics, stimulating the middle class, creating demand rather than giving the richest people money and allowing it to, quote, trickle down, actually works. Paul Ryan doesn't care, though.
No, I think this is, who knows if he even cares about supply-side economics or if those are even his theories. It seems really just more about appeasing the military-industrial complex and big business and his donors.
Paul Ryan is handpicking. If we step back for a second from the minutia of the budget that Paul Ryan is proposing, Paul Ryan is looking to cut government spending on almost everything. And where is he looking to fuel spending? Two areas. By repealing the Affordable Care Act, Paul Ryan is looking to add more money to the private insurance industry, an industry that in many countries would be considered flat out immoral, right? Many countries at our level of development say, we shouldn't even have people's health in the profit sphere, okay? He wants to add more money there. And he wants to increase defense spending, an area that in American government is rife with corruption, no-bid contracts to Halliburton and companies that are cronies with so many of the elected officials. Those are the two areas where Paul Ryan wants to add money. What a corrupt, bogus budget.
Right. And he comes off as this incredibly moral, Christian, good person, and it's a total joke.
It's freedom, pro-family, sovereignty that he is promoting with this budget. What a guy, what a patriot, Paul Ryan. Imagine if he had been vice president. That would be something very, very scary. Let's take a break. We will have Hatriot Mail for you today. It's a different type of Hatriot Mail. I will warn you ahead of time. We will talk about Albuquerque police. Albuquerque police have killed more people than NYPD, even though New York City is more than 15 times bigger than Albuquerque. What is going on in Albuquerque? Much more after the break.